Well, let's talk about this. Games going $80 and above, whatever the fuck in the future. You know, so we're going to pay $150 for a fucking video game that's rushed, full of bugs, unfinished, and the DLC on top of that's another $200. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out. Nick Tech says games go from 60 to 70. It's not too expensive. Games going from 70 to 80 is not too expensive. Games go from 80 to 90. It's not too expensive. Before you know it, every AAA game will cost over 100, and people will still be defending the same companies. Here's a meme. It says, "Leave multi-billion-dollar companies alone." Wow. Look at this guy here. He almost looks like this guy we're about to talk about in a second, ironically. His name is Nutso. He says, "I don't think 80 is too expensive for a video game." And boy, oh boy, if you're going to go on social media saying stuff like this, you better expect people to respond to it. And that he got. Let's take a look at this guy's profile right quick. Nutsy Poo. Oh yeah. He looks like the guy on the meme, doesn't he? Wow. So this is the man that has no problem spending $80 for a video game. But he adds context to what he said after he got replied to. But let's see. Let's get it. Let's get to that. He said it's not too expensive for a video game. And then he says, I don't know how late. Let me see. This is one day. That was one day ago. And it was, yeah, this is April 25th. He posted that. Then he goes on to say a day ago. He says, "He said you say y'all are doing a lot of conflating in the mentions. Now they're saying how dumb you are. Saying I don't believe 80 is too expensive for a game doesn't mean I believe every game is worth $80. If I don't, then I won't buy the game." But you didn't say that. He's replying to himself, by the way, so he can make his post longer. I thought you didn't have to worry about that if you're a blue check mark, but I digress. But he's saying that it's not worth it for. He said doesn't mean he feels it's worth for every game. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but speak for yourself regarding that. I hope you're speaking for yourself because they speaking for themselves, saying they won't purchase that amount for a video game. And they making fun of you, of course. Of course they're going to do that. You're going to get all the time people responding to you like that. He said, but if there's a game I really want to at launch, $10 is not going to determine. Hold on. He said, but if there's a game I really want at launch, $10 is not going to determine whether I buy it or not. Well, I'll likely buy it for $10 over fucking 80. What's your point here? What am I missing here? This person says you knew what you were doing when you made the original post. Shut up. He replies, surprised you could take 5 seconds away from retweeting anime porn to respond to this. Oh! He said anime porn. Oh! Oh! I knew he was one of these guys. Oh! He replies, I'm surprised your worthless ass could pull away from doing rage bait because this is only way you get clicks. Oh! he came back with another punch. Oh, uppercut to the jaw. Oh. Nutsy comes back. Oh, shit. He says, here's my last month of analytics. 21 million impressions. I have a following for a reason. There we go, showing his accolades. That's something I would never fucking brag about or do, ever. I can't imagine doing that, but that's just me, right? Micah says, also, why don't you mind paying 80 to 90 bucks for a game? Not everyone makes the money you do. Kind of out of touch, to be honest. It doesn't matter. If he wants to spend $80 for a video game, 100, whatever, that's his money. You know what I'm saying? Of course, not everybody can afford it. You know what I mean? That's obviously it's obvious. You know. So let me see. He says, Nutsy says, is this guy nuts or what? Anyways, he says, Twitter doesn't pay anything. That's like $15 worth of impressions. Wait, you gonna mention Twitter paying you? Wait, respond to the question. Respond to the post that you got. Respond to the response. Like, he's not responding to it. He's just saying Twitter doesn't pay anything. So you saying that you don't make no money? That you're broke? But why are you saying $80 is not bad if you can't afford it? That makes no sense. Cam says, so you rage bait for basically free. Nice. Fuck you and EA. Damn. Well, this is what you get, Nutsy. This is what you get when you post something like that on here. You're going to get people coming at you like that. But hey, you shouldn't feel bad about it because you don't think it's bad anyway. So what does it matter what they say to you in return, right? Amin says, fuck off with your dumb shit. Damn, this is what you're going to get, Nutsy. Dustin says, it's just $10 was what we said at 60. Wow. Leonard says, thank you for saying this. I'm getting so tired of people whining about literally $10. Bastard says, the post is one sentence. Be serious. How could people not conflate with this or with anything else? Right. This person says, shut up. You work for EA. You are just greedy as they are. Anyway, he says he works for EA. You just as greedy as they are. He works for EA. Yeah, like I said, if you can't afford $80 for a video game or spend that amount of money, why would you why would you post something saying that $80 is not expensive? Or it's not too much money or something like that. Why would you do that? Epitome says, when GTA 6 is $90 to $100, I bet these same people will buy it, no question asked. Of course they will, because it's GTA. It's GT fucking A, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the fucking the microtransactions on top of that. That's more money. And whatever DLC the main game may have, that's even more money. On top of the $100 to the $90 to $100 that they already spent on it. I'm gonna read the replies to this right quick. Fairrock says, of course, since it's one of the best game series ever. Fucking retard. Pretty much what I said. But will I spend $90 to $100 for it? Fuck no. Fuck no. I hope for Rockstar's woke ass direction that they're going into with GTA 6. I hope for their sakes that there are a lot of Feroxes willing to buy, let's say about a couple million, willing to spend $90 to $100 on a fucking GTA 6 game. I mean, you got indie games that are worth basically that amount of money regarding your time spent and your having enjoyment playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Feline feces. These names, man. Feline feces says, but you well know that supporting the idea that buying the game at $80 will, of course, set the standard. All AAA titles will be that price if we allow that standard to be set. There's nothing you can do about it, man. All you can do is vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. And they're going to be forced to lower the price. But you only one person, unfortunately. You got to do what you got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't fucking pay for it. I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I barely want to spend $40 for a fucking game. Like if I'm going to spend $40 for a game, I have to want it really, really fucking bad. I'm just saying. But that's as much as I'm going. It's $40. Above that, kiss my ass. I'm not paying it. Oh, he goes on to say, he had more to say here. He says, and all we know, the vast majority of those games will not be worth it. Exactly. I mean, think about it. Marinate on this shit right quick. Is $80 really worth it? Is it? Ask yourself, is it really worth your time and energy to play this game? Come on. Let's get real here. It's not. It's not worth it. It's fucking not. Let's get real. Come on now. Let's quit fucking around and let's get real. C says, the problem being that the situation is people being upset that every Nintendo game will now be $80. I'm not upset about it. I'm just not going to buy it. And if somebody is upset about it, so what? They're upset. It is upsetting because if they like Nintendo, they invest their time in playing Nintendo games, they find out these fucking future games are going to be $80. Of course it's upsetting. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to buy it, and I'm going to wait till it goes on sale, digitally or physically. Online, I may find a cheap copy online for like fucking $30. Or, $25 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or less. In the future, I can wait to play a certain game. I'm not in a rush. I'm just not. It's like, I'll just fucking wait. It's not worth it, man. I got bills to pay. I got food to buy. I got necessities. I got bills, man. The cost of living's a bitch anyway. It's like you got on top, you got motherfuckers that spend $300 for fucking groceries a month. $300 for some fucking groceries. For a family of 3, okay? It's a bitch out here. And you're gonna add $80 for one fucking video game on top of that. In my eyes, that is absolutely insanity. And it's a wonder that you're not in debt. That's a wonder that you don't fucking go hungry for the rest of the month. It's a fucking wonder, man. Unless you are a famous YouTuber like Nutso that started this post here and being monetized, being funded by idiots who like to listen to your nonsense and your watered down entertainment, okay? That just pay you, that fund you, you got Patreon set up and all that shit, then I can see you spending $80 for a fucking game. But you have to do your part. You have to upload almost every day. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he's a journalist too, this guy. You know what I'm saying? He seems like a journalist. So if he's a journalist, that further cements my point. That this guy's making bank every fucking month. You know what I'm saying? Oh, C had more to say. He says, so not conflating. You just missed the point of the outrage, and people are replying in the actual context. Exactly. He should expect that. But hey, at the end of the day, he's expressing himself. He's expressing his opinion. He feels that, given if he's genuine, he feels that $80 is not expensive. And he did go on to say, add more context to what he said, because I don't know why people love to fucking lack context and expect you to understand their whole point. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with people with lack of context? He goes on to add context to it. He says, "Oh, I'm not saying that all games are worth $80. You know, like, come on, man. You should have said that before." The top most dog says, consider their profit margin. They don't need to charge $80. There is no actual reason for it to be this price. A single person indie developer who makes a game with all original assets and a minimum time to beat of 50 hours deserves $80 per sale, yet they often only charge $20. I don't think they deserve $80. No game is worth 80 fucking dollars. I don't give a shit what it entails. It's not worth fucking $80, man. Slick says the problem is once a few go 80 euros, they all do. Though Sony want to go to $100 and believe that's what they think they should cost. From what I recall them saying, let Sony charge $100 for a game. Let them do it. I'm not finna buy it. I'm not finna buy it. Elvic says, then you should be fine with 90, then 100, then 110, 120, 130. It's just $10. We're not even done with the gen that introduced $70, and we're already pushed another $10. Eye roll. Or eye roll emoji. I got nothing to say on that. It's ridiculous. What is with this is just $10 shit? It feels like what is he saying? It feels like he's spending $10 when he pays $80 for a game. That's what he's saying. Oh, he goes on to say, and no, the companies don't need the money. They report record-breaking sales, profits all the time. Exactly. And that's what Nutso said. He said that that's what he said in another post. He said that I think it was a Zelda game sold so well and shit like that. Nutsy poo. This person says, I don't understand that language. He says $10 is not going. Oh, Nutsy poo says $10 is not going to determine whether I buy it or not. He says, oh my God, you think this is about the $10 difference? Oh, that's why he mentioned $10. He said it's only $10 more. It's not going to determine whether I buy it or not. This person says, so it goes $10 up steadily over time. You don't care? We just moved to 70 this gen. Exactly. Glass Eye says, if one game is 80, every AAA will go to 80. If you let one in, they all go up. Yep. That's how the competition is, a so-called competition. If they competition overcharges their consumers, instead of being cheap or less or the prices should stay the same with them, they're going to in turn raise their prices, which is fucking stupid. This person says, how much do corporations pay a blue check to guzzle this load? 20 to 30 is what it actually is, though. Physical is 90. It's crazy, man. This person says you're a fucking low IQ moron. Okay, I'm through with this. I'm through with this thread here. Let's go to another thread about this. What a name, Nutsy. You just can't make this shit up. Okay, for normal games, yes. But Nintendo was wild. What you mean for normal games, it should be fucking $80? No game is worth $80. Oh, Nuts is gonna defend this shit. He says Nintendo has to put out 5 of probably the top 20 games in the last decade? Why are you questioning? You doubt yourself? Frosty says, you're just wrong, man. They haven't made a worthwhile game since 2018. Nutsy replies, Tears of the Kingdom would like a word. So Tears of the Kingdom sold, what, billions of copies. Still ain't worth, no game is worth fucking $80, bro. I don't give a shit how it's sold. And Tears of the Kingdom, I'm pretty sure Tears of the Kingdom was not fucking $80, bro. This person is not worth 70 USD. This person says just bills on top of the OG BTOW. I don't know what BTOW stands for. Frosty says, you mean the game was called a DLC 99% of the time it was first released? Oh, it was called a DLC. I don't play Tears of the Kingdom, so I don't know what the thing is said about it. Nutsy says, it has a 96% Metacritic. Oh. You can try to downplay it all you want, but it's a fantastic game. Yes, in your opinion. But is it worth $80 fucking dollars? Hell no. Frosty says, also, why haven't you given the 5 game that's our top 20 in the last decade? This person says Mario Odyssey, Link's Awakening, Pikmin 4, Mario Wonder, Metroid Dread, XC3, Smash Ultimate, Bowser's Fury, MKA, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to read the rest of this. Any of those games have an argument to be in the top 20 of the deck. Oh, he's saying those games are worth it. Okay. My point is made. It's not worth $80. I'm just glancing through the rest of it. I don't think I want to read this shit. Oh, yeah, this guy makes a point. He says, you seem to imply a lot of things for someone who's obviously biased. Fanboy behavior makes you lose touch with reality. True. You're not to be taken seriously. Unlike you, I enjoy games on any platform, and no, Nintendo doesn't stack up. They're the Disney of gaming. Yeah, basically. Doesn't mean Nintendo's bad, but I do see them as the Disney of gaming. I do see them as that. Chris says both BOTW and TLTK were trash. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. That means Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know what BTOW means. Anyway, he said both these games were trash. A dead open world, no worthwhile dungeons, no gear progression, a sorry excuse for a Zelda game, and nowhere near worth their asking price. I played dead open world games recently on a free to play plane. Yeah, one of them in particular is Cuisine Royale. That game is dead like a motherfucker, man. I was like, holy shit, this game is fucking dead, bro. Sheriff says, couldn't have picked a worse example. Lamau! I'm through with this post. Not worth 70 USD. Tears of the Kingdom and BOTW were probably the only Nintendo games worth the $70, $80 price. They are literally peak. No, they're not. The person says, no game is worth about 60, especially not no damn Tears. Oh, shit. Zoe says, This one game is so good that Tot K, I'm gonna call it Tot K. I know it's that's his initial for something. Oh, it's Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is so good. What are you about? That's your opinion. Jen World says it's a decent game, but it's a mediocre Zelda one. Echoes of Wisdom was more the correct speed, but still not fair. I don't argue with people if they come up with something like that. It's a good game. There's no point in me arguing with them because it's based on opinion. Why argue fucking opinions, man? It's ridiculous. It's a waste of fucking time, literally. Zoe says Echoes of Wisdom is pretty cool, but in my opinion, there goes that's the word. In my opinion, best ones are Bot W and Tears of the Kingdom. I really like the open world Zelda format with all the shrines and the weapons and side quests and stuff. Looks, it seems to me you are a female, Zoe. So on that note, you're gonna love a game like Tears of the Kingdom because it's so pretty and everybody looks so cute in the game. Of course, I'm gonna love it. Of course you are. That's females. They love. That's part of the reason why they play Mario because Mario looks like a kid with a mustache on. Looks like a cute little boy, and he says, "Mamma mia! Wow!" He sounds like a little boy. It's so cute. That's why they play it. I would have shut up long ago. Jen World is still talking. He says, nothing else to speak about. But Zelda is OOT, Zelda 2, Twilight in both articles. They were great examples, but not great Zelda games. So they're still going back and forth with fucking opinion. I'm leaving this thread. This is crazy. $80 for a Nintendo game is too expensive. It's insane, man. Oh, Nutsy comes back. He says Nintendo has put out probably 5 of the top 20 best games in the last decade. I don't give a fuck how they sold. $80 is not worth it, man. Joshua says, coming from someone like you, that doesn't mean anything to us. Nutsy says, and your comment means literally nothing to me. So here we are, 2 jackasses looking into a mirror. Oh, you called yourself a jackass. Wow, you gotta be hard on yourself like that, Nuts. I thought you were the smart one. Jeez, and you have to respond to it since you don't care so much. Holy shit. Barclay says one of the jackasses doesn't probably weigh more than the school bus. Oh my God! Since when does this come a kindergarten art discussion? What the fuck? They're acting like kindergartens now. Gotta make fun of somebody's weight. Oh wow, hit him where it hurts. Let's talk about his weight. Mark says, I was waiting for somebody to defend Nutsy. I was waiting for this. That's why I kept going with this post. One jackass is making a comment while the other is a creator with a shitload of money. So 80 is nothing to them. Nutsy didn't say that. He goes on to say, I can 100% afford these new prices, but I will not be supporting it one bit. Lift your head from the plate once in a while and think about the little guys. I'm moving on. This person says, did you just admit to looking at yourself as a jackass in the mirror? Yes, he did. He sure did. His name is Nutsy, by the way. So he's nuts. Nutsy poo. Look at the fucking name, the username. You can pretty much gauge somebody's mental state by their usernames. You can pretty much gauge it. Because mine may sound silly on the surface, but once I explain to you as to how I came up with my username, you will see me as a genius. I'm just saying. But Nutsy Poo? Come on. He said, Lipton says you replied though. Exactly. That was my point. He replied though. He doesn't say he doesn't care, but he replied. Daniel says you look stupid and sounds stupid too. And his username sounds stupid. Mo Kuon says, I wonder what feeling of gratification you actually felt when putting out a statement that obviously no one agreed or care like is some kind of cuck or masochist related fetish. Going back to his defender, I figured this man was a journalist. I figured, like I said it earlier. I said, it seems to me like he's a journalist YouTuber who has Patreon set up, has a lot of members, and all that good shit. Joshua says, must be a two-way mirror because I see one massive jackass here, and there's no we, just you. Coming from a guy who can burn money on this shit, you defending this makes you the biggest jackass here. So that's two people so far that said they can afford $80 for a game, but they won't buy it. My thing is, why would you even spend? Okay, let's go to another post. Let's go to another post, man. Let's move on, rather. Okay, let's say Alston says, but charging $90 for physical copies that don't even have the game on the physical copy is inexcusable. We can agree on that, right? Yes, we can agree on that. It's fucking ludicrous. Because that's what Nintendo was doing, y'all. I don't know if you heard about this, but Nintendo was actually selling you digital games with the illusion that you're getting it physically. I'm not making this shit up. That is exactly what's going on. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's face it. Physical media is dying. Physical media is going away. Less and less people are manufacturing these games, man. They don't want to do it. Because it's quote unquote too expensive, even though they're making bank, right? With all these losers paying $80 to $90 per game. But they still going to say physical media is too expensive for them to manufacture and all that shit, right? So, all digital future is around the corner. I've been saying this for a couple of years now. And Nintendo, the Wii 2, or the Switch 2, whatever the fuck it's called, is proving that. They think the thing that pisses me off about is they think that we're stupid. They think all gamers are fucking retarded. That we're not going to pick up that there's some kind of type of scam here. You know what I'm saying? You buy a game, you got to punch in a fucking code in order to fucking play it after you buy the quote unquote physical game. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking digital game at the end of the day. Let's get real. You know what I mean? So thank you, Alston, for that comment. We appreciate that. Let me like that right quick. And yeah. Oh, Nutso is going to reply to this. Holy shit. Let's see what the fuck he has to say about this. He says, correct, yeah. But, oh, there's a but. Uh-oh. 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 There's a but coming. Let's see how juicy this butt is. But that's not happening in America. What? Only in the EU. Even if that's true, it's still fucked up. And why the fuck is it happening in the EU and not America in the first place? That's fucking weird. That is weird as fuck. It shouldn't happen at all, motherfucker. It shouldn't happen at all. Modern Day Thinker says, bruh. I love people with that. Bruh. Bruh. Nowadays, the game is not on the physical disc. You buy the disc, then download the game to the console. Then you still have the disc in to play. It's fucking lunacy. I've heard this discussion off and on throughout the years, man, about are physical games really physical games? You know what I'm saying? Because from what I see, if I buy a brand new PS4 game, a PS5 game, I pop it in. It's gonna have to copy into your game system, which usually takes seconds, usually, to copy into the system after you first pop it in. This is not even including downloading patches. Let's say you don't have internet. I'm talking about if you don't have internet, you pop in a brand new game, it's going to have to copy into the system before you play it. Now that doesn't prove to me that the game is actually digital. It just doesn't. Is it weird that it has to copy into the system? Yes, but it doesn't prove that it's digital to me. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying from my opinion, a copy into the fucking system after you pop in the game does not equal the meaning of the game is digital. But what Nintendo was doing, it is. So, with the illusion of it being physical. Chris P says $80 for a sports game that releases yearly is not worth it. And some suckers are paying extra to get nearly the same game a weekend sooner. Nutso is replying again. But remember, y'all, he doesn't really give a shit, right? He says worth really is a personal calculation. For me, spending on a sports game is worth it. I think this guy's a fucking troll at this point. He's a fucking troll. He loves doing fucking clickbait shit, okay? He loves doing that. He's got to be a troll. I can't take this man seriously one iota anymore. I just can't. I mean, wow, I can't. These disingenuous fucks, man. I'm telling you, man. But hey, if you reply to these motherfuckers, their purpose is met. I'm just saying. That's why I would never say anything to these fucking losers. I would never say nothing to them. Chase says, so you're an idiot, basically. So yeah, that's about it for this vlog. I mean, about it for this screen. I'm not finding anything worthwhile, really. I got the feeling I should read this one here. So I'm going to listen to my sixth sense. Arthur D.A. Lamont says, again, if we had rentals like in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, it wouldn't be so bad. Worst part is that it's $80 for digital and $90 plus for physical. I thought it'd be the opposite. He says a physical card with, there it is, a physical card with the key to let you download the digital only game. And games have been slop. Games have been slop lately. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You gotta have it's like a card with the key to let you download the digital only game. Wow. You know, at the end of the day, I just want to enjoy my video games, man. You know what I'm saying? At least, especially the indie ones, because I feel I enjoy those way more than AAA anyway. I just want to sit back, relax, stream, or play it in private and enjoy my video game. That's what I want to do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care if I don't own it or semi-own it or fucking whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit at the end of the day because once I sit down and the boots up, I'm in another world. You know, I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I mean, but like I said, this price is fucking ludicrous, and if you gonna buy it, buy it. If not, not. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. It's your money. I'm assuming it is, and you can do what you want to do with it at the end of the day. It's their money. But Nutso here is definitely a disingenuous fucking rage baiter. That's what he is, man. At the end of the day. And it's pretty fucking sad that he lives his life like that. He knew what he was going to get and he got it. A lot of responses. So, with that being said, this is why Chromosomes signed the fuck out. Peace and love. Good health to you all. And be safe out there. Peace. I'm out. Bye bye, Nazi.